Gets everybody laughing. Welcome, 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 everyone, to the Women's Empower Network. I am so excited to have Isabel with us all the way from Portugal today. I love that we can occupy the same space together. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, Ramajini. Thank you for inviting me to this wonderful space.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. The honor is really ours. So, what I usually like to do is if you wouldn't mind, because we kind of know what you do today, but what was your story and your journey that led you on this path that you're on today? You could start as far back as you
Well,
want.
well, I think we always have to go back to the childhood because this is where our mission starts, in fact, wherever they are. Our mission starts there, our desire starts there. Maybe just some people at some point they don't listen to their dreams when they were children, but everything starts there. Like, for example, someone who becomes a hairdresser, maybe when she was little she really enjoyed to play with dolls and comb their hair, so we can see a lot of things starting there. So in my case, when I was child, not very little, but as far as I remember me better, around 6, 7, 8 years old, mm, I really couldn't stand injustice. This was very difficult for me. Injustice against fragile people or animals. This was really the strongest point. And I felt, even as a child, that there was a lot to change. And somehow I had this desire. I wanted to do something to change my surroundings. I mean, I still didn't have the concept of changing the world, but like whatever I could do around me. And then when I was 10 years old, I had my first experience with God. I was in a hospital and I had a surgery. And a few days later, I was looking at the sunrise. And there is something that I cannot put in words, but I felt God's presence surrounding me and within me. So as soon as I could get up, I could get out of bed. The first thing that I did was going to church, and this was a few floors on top. And like nobody told me, just I felt I wanted to go to church as soon as I could get out of bed. So then, when I was 13 years old, I started to visit different churches within Christian churches, so different churches. And when I was 14, I joined one church, and I was there for 2 years. And for family situations, I end up not going to church after those 2 years. But there was always this quest inside of me, and I was always asking, what is life's purpose? And my mother, doing her best, she would tell me that, well, your purpose is to study, have a degree, have a family, a house, a car, and then you die. And I said, that's it. I don't want to live if this is it. It doesn't make sense. There has to be something else because everything is so perfect. And we are here striving to have things or even to have people in some sense. And then we die and we leave everything behind. We leave people behind. We leave house behind. We leave everything. This doesn't make sense. There has to be some purpose. And I will find it because if I don't find life's purpose, I really don't want to live. This
Wow.
was really very strong for me, because I felt there is no meaning. People fight so much, they struggle, they suffer, they go through so many things. And this is it? No, thank you. If this is it, I don't want. I'd rather finish it, and that's it. So you can imagine this was really a headache for my mother. So anyway, when I was 18, again, God called me. And then I joined another ecumenical movement, Christian movement, when I was 19. And I was a missionary for 14 years.
Oh, wow.
So I was in several countries. One of them was USA. I lived in USA for 3 years. I was in Germany, in Italy, in South Korea. And it was really 14 years of giving myself to others unconditionally. So when I stopped being a missionary, I went back to study because I stopped my studies. And I went to study naturopathy because I felt no matter what, my life was to help to create a better world, you know. And I felt it was this way. Okay, I'm not a missionary full time, but I want to continue to live for others and to help people to be healthier, to be happier, you know. So I studied naturopathy for 4 years. And then at some point, I started to realize that we are not just what we eat, because the line that I follow was nutrition. And I've been a vegetarian for almost 30 years. And I realized there is more to it. And at some point, I figured out through my own process how much emotions condition us, not what we eat, but what we feel. You know, what we feel conditions what we eat.
Right?
So, and at some point, I realized more and more things, about how much this also conditions our body and the origin of sickness, that they are much more than physical. Mostly they are emotional and spiritual. They have spiritual, emotional causes. And I started to work on this. And then I had a very deep experience in hypnotherapy myself. This is when I met hypnotherapy about 13 years ago, 14 years ago, something like this. And I had a cut in one part of my body, a wound that wouldn't heal with anything for almost 3 months. And it was really, really painful. And then I did one session of hypnotherapy and it closed 80%. And in the
Wow.
second session, it was totally healed. So this is when I started my course in hypnotherapy. And I started for 2 years having therapy for myself. First year every month, and then the second year every 2 months. Because I feel as a therapist, first of all, we need to heal ourselves. Therapy for me is a sacred journey. So I can say to others, I can show them how they can heal if I don't heal myself. And this doesn't mean that I have healed everything in my life, but I try to be aware of what I need to work on myself. Because if I would have healed everything, I would be perfect, I would be gone. So
Right.
as long as I'm here, I'm still doing something. But it is very important for us to be aware that we need to heal ourselves, because we can only show to others the way of healing up to the point where I've healed myself. If I don't heal it, I cannot show it to another person. And when I heal, I can say, I did it. I was there. I know you can do it. You know? Not in the sense of I am guiding you, I'm telling you what to do. No, because one thing that I love in hypnotherapy is that people can feel like the truth coming from inside of them, what they need to change, and they can live those emotions and heal it. It's not someone, I'm not the one from outside transforming their lives. I am just guiding them in their transformation process. And I really love that, because we can feel the power of healing ourselves. I'm not giving my power to someone to heal me. And I also don't want to take the power from my patients. I want them to feel they can do it. And this is really wonderful. And this is why I love hypnotherapy so much. So it's really a huge passion for me. But in everything that I do, I always feel I have to look to my heart. I don't want just to say words. Whatever I say, I want those words to be connected with my heart. And if there is something that I didn't heal, I can say, I am in the process of healing this, but I know I can do it, and you can do it too. I don't say to someone like, oh, I have everything healed, I have done that. No, I can share, for example, I have healed my relationship with my mother. It took me only 10 years ago, you know. I
Right.
really healed my relationship with my mother. Gosh, and I feel, my goodness, was necessary to get 50 years to heal that, you know? but I did it. So I know everyone can do it, you know?
It's
So it
it's
is really
true.
powerful.
We all have this innate intelligence, but it seems like we put layers of stories on top of it where we can't hear the truth, our own innate, authentic
Yeah,
truth for us. So
yes.
I love what you do because it cuts through that barrier.
And many times we are waiting for the others to heal us,
Right.
for everyone to tell us, what should I do about my life? Can you tell me? And we cannot do this, because if we are doing this with whoever it is, whether it's a priest or a doctor or a therapist or a medium, whatever, we can listen from others, but ultimately we have to listen to our hearts. And I have learned that many years ago. And this was really an amazing experience. I gave my inner power to a friend of mine who did therapies, and I let her tell me what to do of my life, and it didn't work out well. But I don't blame her,
Right.
because this was really a great learning for me. And from that time, this was 2007, I think. At that time, I realized I cannot give my power. And as a therapist, I have to be very careful, always to empower people, not to tell them what they should do. I can show them the way, I can show them the tools, and this is your choice. I'm here to help you, to support you, but you choose whatever you want. And sometimes people are not even ready for the transformation. And I can just be there to support, even if they are not ready. But I don't tell people what they should do. And that's why I love hypnotherapy, because they can see it, they can feel it within themselves, their way of transformation. And it's really beautiful, through forgiveness, through compassion, through love. It's really amazing.
That is so beautiful. I love how you share that and how you explain that. And one really important piece that I want to repeat it again to make sure that people hear that is it's one, don't ask outside yourself, other people what you should do, that only you and your creator know what's right for you and your journey. I think that's so important that you emphasize that, and if you're going to some licensed person that's trying to dictate to you what you should do, it's not possible for any of us to know what's right for somebody else. And like you said, some people aren't ready, or they still have lessons to learn through their journey that they will only learn through the suffering or heartache or whatever it is before they're actually ready to heal it, right?
Yeah. And if we are honest with ourselves, we can see that even us, we have moments in our lives that we don't even know what to do. We all have, even as therapists, we all have moments in our lives where we feel, oh, what should I do? So if I feel that, how can I take the power from another person and tell that person that I know better than she does? So we can, this is a way of compassion. And this is really beautiful, because no one is above others. We
Mhm.
are all, that's why last time I gave the example that we are all in a huge boat. Some people are below, some people are on the top, but we are all on the same boat. So if the boat sinks, we all sink,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
So we all need to support each other. We are all important to heal and to create a new world. People may have different positions in life, different knowledges. We are all different. We are all unique. And this is wonderful that we are all unique, because we are all expressing God's nature, each one of us. So we are all so valuable, and no one is above the others. We may have different levels of awareness, but everyone, every single human being has God's original nature. Even when people look very evil, still they have God's original nature sleeping within them. So we can all wake up. That's why we have different levels of awareness. And many times people end up doing bad things because they are full of pain and they need to receive love. And they end up, because the hero and the villain, they all start from the same point, that it is the pain. But the hero says, I suffered and I turned my pain into wisdom. And I want to do something for others so they will not go through this. And the villain says, I suffered and no one understands me. So I'm going to make other people suffer so that they can understand my pain. So in the end, we all want to love. We all want to be healed. We all want to be happy. This is the essence for everyone.
It's so beautiful.
Regardless, culture, culture, country, language. This is what everyone desires. So we all have common ground and we can all create it.
It is. It's beautiful. Having interviewed over 100 women now from all different countries, 14 different countries. We're really, you hear the expression, we're more alike than we are different. And our needs are, like you just shared, our needs are the same.
Yeah.
So that it just makes it beautiful. And I love what you're saying about, working through that we change the world from the inside out, not from the outside.
Yeah. Because transformation is from within. Changes are from outside. And everything that comes from outside, it will not last. So when we transform from inside out, it will last. But the changes don't last and everything will go back to what it was. That's why sometimes, for example, people make changes in their diet because somebody told them to, or they have boyfriend or girlfriend, or because it's a fashion. This is external. So at some point they will all return to what it was before because there was not a real transformation of love within. Love for my body, love for my life. So if it is just fashion, it will go away because all fashion goes away.
Yeah, that it's just so beautiful. I just so resonate with everything that you're saying. And I just love the way that you present it. It's so succinct, so beautiful, so spot on. Is there anything else that you want to share while we're here?
Well, it's time to heal. It's time for mankind to heal. And we all need healing because if we want to create a better world, we really need to look at the past with forgiveness and compassion because our ancestors, they didn't have the resources that we have today. They did the best they could to pass on life and lineage, even though they did many things that were not good. And we all have in our ancestors good people, bad people, saints and sages and criminals. We all have. There is no one who just comes from a pure lineage, we all have. So it is time for us to look at the past with a different look, with these eyes of forgiveness and compassion, and look to the future, creating now the best future that we want, not thinking that, that future will come within 10 or 15 or 20 years. No, that future is now. Everything that we create now, it turns our future. We can't just expect others to create the best future for us. We have to do it individually, as families, as nation, as a world. Because we are one human family with
Yes.
many different colors, different looks, different hairs, different languages, different cultures, but we are all one human family. So it is time to heal because this is the only way that we can really create a new world for everyone. Heal from inside out and envision a beautiful world, the world of love and compassion from inside out. Don't expect the politicians or the priests or whoever to create that world. It is each one of us. We have that responsibility, each one. We are not just a drop of water in the ocean. We are the ocean in that drop.
I was thinking about that earlier. I'm so excited you said that.
Really?
Yeah,
How
that
nice.
very much so. Uh-huh. It is because we have everything contained within that drop. We have that same essence of our creator within each
Yes,
and every one of us. So learning how to tap into that and bringing that forth so that it's heaven on earth, not
exactly.
heaven somewhere else. It's here, it's now. What a beautiful, beautiful message, Isabel. Thank you so, so
Thank you,
much.
Reverend Jimmy. Thank you
And
very
I
much
want
for
to
having
let
me here.
every, oh, absolutely. I'm sorry to cut you off. And I want to make sure to let everybody know that we'll put above this interview and Isabel will put in the comments. If you want to connect with her and reach out to her, we'll be sure to have that possible for you. So, Isabel, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you very much. It was really a pleasure. May God bless you for all the work you are doing and all of the participants, everyone who listens this. May God bless them all.
Right? I think of
Thank
it
you.
as a rippling effect because as one woman
Yes,
rise, we all rise.
yes, it is
Thank
true.
you.
Thank you very much.